What is... Now, what is more than...
Now.
You ready?
Very good.
I'm with you.
I've got a little joke coming up. You ready for this?
Okay, I look forward to it.
Now, what's more than 50 years old, old-fashioned and in desperate need of a facelift? The answer is the country's adoption laws.
Oh, right.
Yes, whether you're a same-sex or straight couple struggling with fertility, adopting a child can be lengthy, expensive and covered in red tape. And even the Prime Minister agrees it's time for things to change.
Megan?
Some mid-century things are still pretty cool.
I'm sorry, I had a long lunch, went for a swim. Come back in an hour.
But while we might like to enjoy all things retro, the fact is that the world has moved on from the heady days of whiskies at work and sexism, racism and homophobia. Yeah, it's a better place. But one thing lagging behind are our adoption laws. They are, as the Prime Minister admitted today,
antiquated, no doubt.
Adopting a baby the old-fashioned way is rare. A prospective father we spoke to was told it would be almost impossible. In most cases, babies up for adoption are taken in by their wider whānau. Or couples find a surrogate mother, but even that process is no mean feat.
Adoption laws that were drafted 50 years ago, as you can imagine, didn't even take into account, for instance, the way that surrogacy works now, whāngai adoption. It is an old piece of legislation that does require a significant redraft. It is a piece of law that will take a bit of work.
One couple who have been petitioning the government for that work to take place is Newman and Mark Edwards. They've spent years and tens of thousands of dollars trying to adopt a baby. Thanks to the significant help of a surrogate mother, they are now the proud parents of baby Francis. They've started a petition to change the laws and help other Kiwis avoid the same ordeal. And they've already got almost 9,000 signatures to show for it.
Well, joining us now, we have Christian, who is the proud father of this gorgeous creature, Francis. And we also have Alicia Hart with us tonight. And Alicia, you were the surrogate mother. Please make them all feel very welcome. We are going to try and conduct an interview, but forgive us if we kind of just go, oh, would you be Francis in the middle of it?
Imagine him in a Dyson hairdryer.
So cute.
Christian, can you tell us a little bit, because so you are Francis's father, but not legally. How does that work?
Yeah, that's right. So I was the sperm donor. We had an egg donor, and I'm the sperm donor, and Alicia carried Francis for us. However, as Alicia is the birth mother, she is technically the mother, and I'm not on the birth certificate. So I'm actually, technically not his father at all.
What does that feel like when you're putting all this energy into making this little person grow up in the world?
It's pretty frustrating. Yeah. It's frustrating because, we had to go through so much to actually have him. It was 5 years in the making, and he's just so gorgeous, and, I want to be really proud of our child. And, when I go to the doctor, we have to have adoption papers to prove that he's ours. Leaving the country recently, Alicia had to write us a letter to say that we're allowed to take him overseas. She still had to fill out the passport forms, etc. So.
Speaking of the adoption law, is it a tough one to change, or are there like one or two simple things they could do quite quickly that would make your life easier?
Well, it's 50 years, it's been 50 years since it was created, and there's just so much that's changed since then. So, some of the things that I'd like to see is that birth certificate straight away. And in fact, from a surrogacy perspective, it'd be great to see our names on that birth certificate straight away. The cost and the education and everything, the complexity around the adoption laws as well, that needs to be stripped right back and brought up to today's standards.
Absolutely. And Alicia, this is a beautiful thing that you have done, an incredible gift. What has the process been like for you?
At the moment, it's just so amazing. I can't really believe it's actually happened and that I've done it. I'm just riding the sorrow high at the moment, as they say.
Sorrow high.
Sorrow high, yep. But the process from the start was quite difficult. Went through quite a robust and intensive process, and then essentially my rights were taken away from me as a consenting adult and given to the Ethics Committee of Assisted Reproductive Technology to make the ruling on whether we could have the procedure go ahead. And despite all that, Francis still belongs to me.
Sounds complicated. Sounds really more complicated than it needs to be.
It's slightly off topic, but for parents at home, can you explain what that moment is like to hand over a baby that you've carried for 9 months?
I get asked that so often, probably every day. It's all felt really positive. I'm just enjoying seeing them being parents and finding their way, and I just love them to bits, obviously. But it's all been really positive, and I don't think I lack any maternal instinct or anything by allowing him to have gone to them. And
oh, you're an amazing woman, I've got to say, and what an amazing gift you've given to them as well. Hey, please thank Alicia, Francis, and Christian.